Okay, so technically with my demonstration videos, I did miss a step, the step that I gave you yesterday. However, it was just a repeat, okay? So the step that we did yesterday is just valuing in the second set of shapes that we drew, okay? So I want everyone just to pause on their work for a second and just give your attention to the screen so you can see what I'm talking about. So on, you guys can probably see where I'm in between steps on my project, okay? This starts to get a bit confusing, like I was talking about, if you're not paying attention to your work, all right? So over here, what I'm doing is I'm now drawing my third set of shapes and I'm valuing in my third layer. And because as I increase the number of shapes and as I increase the number of layers, I'm getting darker and darker. Okay, so I still hear some people working. If you can just pause for a minute and give me your full attention, it would be much appreciated. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of look off of here because I've already started in with a third shape coming through right in here. So you can see where on this side, I've already got that negative space filled in, and then over here, I haven't, because I still wanted to draw in some more shapes, okay? I'm still going large, and now the biggest concern is I have to make sure that I don't draw over any layers and mess up the illusion of my depth and mess up the illusion of my layers. So that's where it starts getting kind of complicated, okay? So I'm gonna start working through in here, and I will just go ahead and, where do I wanna start? Let's see. Maybe I'm gonna start up here, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and pull this shape through. So I'm gonna draw, and I'm making sure that I'm not drawing over my top layers. Okay, so I'm gonna pull this shape coming through here. Oop, let's see. And I kind of want it to look like it's connecting, so I'm just kind of trying to match up one line to another. I'm gonna come around this way, and then I'm gonna come up through this shape here. And then I'm just gonna end right there. Okay, so I've got this kind of weird, almost like kidney frisbee-like shape going on, okay? So this is where it gets a little confusing because you have to kind of like figure out, okay, where are all my third layer shapes gonna go? I'm gonna go larger because I have to get my negative space close to each other. So I'll turn that into one there. Then I'll bring another shape over into here. I'll bring that down into this one. So I'm getting just a little bit more free flowy. Okay. And then, let's see. So this is where it starts getting a little confusing. Okay, so I'll bring this shape in. Like this. So I'm just kind of marking out where I want those to go. I've got to be really careful and make sure that I don't go over any upper layers. So I'm having a lot of like line breaks, okay? So I'm just gonna focus in on this area for right now. And this is what I suggest to kind of get all of your shapes in and then start valuing out instead of going one at a time, because then you're gonna start kind of losing where you are. So I'm gonna go here. And the reason why I'm choosing right here is because this area gets really close together. So I already know, since that gets close together and narrow, that that's a negative space. What I am going to do also is pull through a third shape right in there. So now I've got really small areas of negative space. Now this one, I said technically you needed to value in at a 4, but I'm really valuing it in almost at like a 6 or a 7, and that's okay because I'll make my last layer a full 10. So I'll have a full range all the way from 0 to 10. Okay, so here's where I'm addressing that negative space. Coming in, let's see, trying to see. Maybe I want to extend this shape out a little bit to here. So I can put that in there, change that a little bit. So then I turn that into negative space. This is negative space. Okay, so this is nothing new. You've already done all these steps. This one, just as we get more and more complicated and we add more and more layers, it just starts getting just a touch confusing, and you have to pay attention more to what you're doing. So those of you that are working through this really super fast, this is a step that you're going to have to slow down in, and you're going to have to think about what you're doing, okay? So then I can kind of bounce up here and get that negative space addressed all the way throughout, okay? So does everybody understand this step? Show me thumbs up if you get it, sideways thumb if you don't, and thumbs down if you do not at all. Okay, so I'm getting mostly thumbs up. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna conclude this for demonstration wise, but I'm going to keep my screen live and active, and I'm gonna finish up what I just did with you guys, and I may even just do that with my demonstration also, but I won't talk to you anymore. Okay, so you guys just use this time, try to catch up to where you need to be, and then like I said, Friday all day is going to be a work day. If you need to see any of the previous demonstrations, go on Canvas and pull those up, okay? It's going to be there for you, all right? No question?